expect in the Netherlands. Give it up for Philip!
You're right, they are very warm. I don't want to tell a story, I just want like basket all in, really. Thank you. So yes, it's going to be a story about having brothers and growing up. So I just want to know, before we begin, who here has siblings? Busy parents. And who here is the youngest of their siblings? All right, cool. So I'm also in this camp. So feel free to agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. But being the youngest, we do have a bit of advantages in being the youngest, right? Yeah. Now let me know if it's the same for you, because for me it was like I could get away with murder. Yeah, even the older siblings are laughing on that one, right? Yeah, so I could get away with murder. The best example I have is we had a strict curfew growing up, and my brothers would come home late from a party, maybe be 2 minutes, 3 minutes late. They get grounded for a week. And during that week they'd have to do the worst chores. The worst chores in the house. For us, it was dusting the baseboards. It was oiling the woodwork, these weird old-fashioned chores. It could also be picking up dog shit in the backyard. It's a bunch of things. But for me, if I was late, I'd have to send a text. And even then, I would only do it if I felt like it. For real. And the other advantages as well, to this day, when I come home, the child who went all the way to Europe, when I go back to Canada and I walk in the door, my mom greets me with big, wide open arms. She's got tears in her eyes. She's like, "Come here, my baby boy. I missed you so much." And I'll walk in, and I'll hug her, and I'll kiss her little forehead. And then I'll walk to the kitchen where there's a buffet of food waiting for me. And I will eat like a king for my remainder of the stay there. Now with my brothers, if they come home, the most they get is maybe a pat on the back and a fried tomato sandwich if they're lucky. And my mom will be like, "Yeah, where are my grandkids?" But there's with every advantage there's also a disadvantage. And I don't know if it's the same for all of you other younger siblings, but my family kind of worked like a multi-level marketing scheme. You know what this is? Like a pyramid scheme? You've heard of this? Yeah, so my parents would take discipline from the top and then filter it level by level until it got to me. And this is the major disadvantage, because a child or a parent cannot discipline their child by putting them in a headlock, but an older brother can. So as much as it was nice to have my parents treat me like the golden child, I had to put up with a bit of a bullying, and I was kind of the runt of the litter is an expression we have in Canada. So this is so it's this one story where I came downstairs in the morning. It was a Saturday morning. It was in the 90s, so X-Men and He-Man was on TV. And I saw a single slice of pizza sitting on the counter. Now, I usually slept in the most when I was growing up, so the fact that there was food and a pizza left on the counter for me is the holy grail of Saturday morning. So without thinking, I took that pizza and I went to go find my brothers. And they were in the computer room. And let me know if this is a familiar scene for any of you younger brothers, but my oldest brother's kind of at the computer playing the game, and then my middle brother would be beside my older brother watching him play. And so I didn't really have anywhere else to sit except for the dog couch. Now the dog couch, maybe something unique to my family, but it's this two-seater love sofa, and it's covered in dog hair. It's musty. It's got drool caked into it. You get the idea? I can see from your reaction. It's yeah. So it's this couch we keep for the dogs, and the reason why we keep it is we are held so emotionally hostage by our pets that we're afraid that if we remove it, it might upset them. So this is where I sat. I sat on the dog couch. It was smelly. It was gross. But I was also having pizza for breakfast, guys. Right? But before I can take a bite of that pizza, I feel a little scratch on my arm. Just a little scratch. And if I go like this, it goes away. But then it returns. But I scratch again, and it goes away. But by the third time, I'm thinking, there's something up with the dog couch. So I say to my brothers, "Hey, there's something going on with the dog couch." Now, for those of you who played computer games in the 90s, they were playing StarCraft. and they were getting a Zerg rush, which means all of these aliens were attacking their base. So they didn't have time for their little brother's concerns. So I was, shh, Phil, not now, not now. Okay, fine. I'll just switch cushions. I'll just go to the next cushion. About to take a bite. Sure enough, the scratch returns. And when I look, I see just the tiniest little bug. Yeah, the tiniest little bug crawling up my arm. Now, I can put 2 and 2 together at this stage. Maybe 7, but I'm quite intelligent for my age. And I say to my brothers, I say, hey guys, I think the dog couch has bugs. Again, I'm silenced. Like, there's bigger things in the world. They're getting attacked right now.
By bugs.
By bugs. For those who don't know, the Zerg are like this insect species. It's not a metaphor, it actually happened, this is real. The way that a little brother treats panic is kind of like the way a passenger would look to a flight attendant during turbulence. Like, if they're not panicking, then I shouldn't panic either. Because there's some really bad things in this world, but nothing is as worse as unwantedly aggravating your older brother. That's when the headlock comes in. So you know what? I don't think anything more of it. I'm seeing bugs, I'm crazy, I'm a 7-year-old schizophrenic, I don't know what's going on. So it's time to take the first bite. It's amazing. It's the best bite of pizza I've ever had. Pizza for breakfast. The downside is, when I look at my arms, I don't just see one little bug. Yeah? Or 2, or 20, or 100. I see an entire swarm of bugs covering my body. And now when I'm looking at this bug, I see that it's actually an ant. Now, what's going on? Why are there ants in the dog couch? I think to myself. But judging by this man's reaction, that's clearly not what's happening. So I turn over the pizza. Now, I let out a sound that no 7-year-old boy should make as I chucked that pizza into the trash and went up into the shower. And that was enough for my brothers finally to pause the game and to look over into the trash can. And what did they see but an overturned pizza swarming with ants? Now, to credit to my brothers, they didn't call me anteater. Yeah. They didn't say I had like ants in my pants. They didn't say anything. And it's my theory that there were so many things they could call me, they balked under pressure and just trying to choose one. But here's the thing. A couple years later, I look back on this story and I compare it to what I'm seeing in the news today. The year is 2022, guys. And based on the food shortages that are coming, I'm a trendsetter, right? Right? See what the UN is talking about. I even have a name. I'm actually up here to advertise my new restaurant to all of you. It's called Phil's Anteria, serving only the best since 1999, and there's gonna be no older brothers allowed. Thank you, everybody.